Hi everyone, Anthony Morganti here. In today's video, I'm going to show you a new feature that's currently in the beta version of Photoshop, but it's working pretty well, so I expect it to be in the regular version of Photoshop very soon. Now, if you're not familiar with the beta version of Photoshop, if you are a Creative Cloud subscriber, you have access to the beta version of Photoshop. And the beta version of Photoshop will often have things in it that aren't yet in the regular version of Photoshop. These new features are in beta. They're there for us to test out. At the end of the video, I'll show you how you could download the beta version of Photoshop. Now, you probably already know that in Adobe Camera Raw and in all the versions of Lightroom, there's something called people masking. With people masking, you could select, let's say, a person's eyes or their teeth or their skin, and you could do adjustments just to those parts of those people. For example, if I wanted to whiten this young lady's teeth, I could take this image into Adobe Camera Raw, get a mask for just her teeth, and whiten her teeth. Well, now people masking is in Photoshop, so I do not have to go into Adobe Camera Raw to do it. Now, to access people masking in Photoshop, you have to use the Object Selection tool. The keyboard shortcut for the Object Selection tool is the W key, but the W key is shared by three different selection tools: the Magic Wand tool, the Quick Selection tool, and, as I mentioned, the Object Selection tool. So make sure you're using the Object Selection tool, and when you choose it, you'll notice there's a little spinning wheel here. That means it's finding the people in the image. And you'll notice now there's a button, Select People. Click on that, and you'll have little thumbnails for the faces of all the people in the photo. In this case, of course, there's only one woman in this photo, so we have one little thumbnail. Click on the thumbnail, and then you'll have options to select, in this case, her hair, eyebrows, eyes, pupil, and so on. There's another little button here, Show More. If you click on that, you'll have options to select her clothes and accessories as well. Now, in this case, I mentioned I want to whiten her teeth, so I'll click on Teeth. Now, I could click on more than one. If I want to do the same adjustment to, say, her teeth and her eyes and her eyebrows, I could select more than one of these. But I'm just going to select her teeth. You'll notice there's an overlay on her teeth. Click Apply. Once you do that, you'll notice you have a selection of her teeth. The marching ants are going around her teeth. Now, this works great with adjustment layers because an adjustment layer comes with a mask. And if you have a selection active, when you pick your adjustment layer, the mask will automatically get done. For example, if I go over here on Adjustments and I click on Hue Saturation, you'll notice that the mask is completely black except for where her teeth are. So that means this adjustment I do will only get applied to her teeth. So I'll take saturation down and I'll bring lightness up. So I whitened her teeth. Now, just to prove it's only affecting her teeth, I'll just move you around. You can see it's only affecting her teeth. In this case, it worked out pretty well. So you can see how quick that was. Now, I could do this in Adobe Camera Raw, but it would take a little longer. Now I could do it right inside of Photoshop, and you can see how easy that is. Now, if you do have more than one person, for example, I have this image with the three women. If I go to Select People, you'll see that there's little thumbnails for each of their faces. I'm going to pick the face in the middle, which happens to be the woman on the far right. So I'm going to click on that, and I want to change the color of her hair. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to then click on Hair right here. Now, you'll notice that the selection isn't very good. It didn't really catch all of her hair. Well, you could modify the selection. So click Hair, click Apply. Then as long as I still have the Object Selection tool active, there's a button up here, Select and Mask. Click on that. And then you'll notice you could see what is selected and what isn't selected. Over on the left-hand side, you'll have some tools. You have a Quick Selection brush. You have a Refine Edge brush. You have just a regular brush, an Object Selection tool, Lasso tool, Hand tool, and a magnifier. In this case, I want to use the Refine Edge brush. This is the second brush here. I want to add to the selection. I have some other brush settings I could change here. I like it the way it is. And then I'm going to come in here with this brush, and I'm going to brush on the parts of her hair that it missed. In this case, all this hair here. I'm going to go very quickly here, so hopefully I do a good job. We'll come in here and we'll get this little string. Get a smaller brush. Instead of going up here, I could use the bracket keys. Left bracket key makes it smaller, right bracket key larger. Come in here and get this piece of hair there. That piece of hair there. I think that looks decent there. It did select this woman in the middle, her thumb. You see how it has a selection of her thumb? So I could get a regular brush and use a minus brush and then come in here and remove the thumb from the selection with that brush. All right. Now, let's say that's good, okay? I'm not sure if it's good enough, but let's say that's good. We're going to output it to a selection. So make sure it's outputted to a selection and click OK. I want to change the color of her hair. So I am again going to use a hue saturation layer. And this time I'm going to move the hue and change the color of her hair. You can see I didn't do so great on my selection, but it's actually not too bad. So we'll change the color of her hair. And you can see how easy that was to do. Now, there's some other things. Well, what if you don't want to use an adjustment layer? Let's say you want to use a filter. For example, I have this image here, and I want to sharpen her eyes. I can't use an adjustment layer for that. I have to use a filter. So I'd have to go up to filter and use one of the Sharpen filters here. So how would I go about doing that? So what I would do, and what I suggest you do, is do your selection like you normally would. For example, we have the object selection tool open. We'll go to select people. We'll click on her face, then we're going to click pupil. Now remember, eyes is really the sclera of her eye, the white of her eye, and pupil is the iris. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to click apply. Now, we have this selection of her eyes. If I did use a filter, it would be on the background layer, and we really don't want to do that to the background layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her eyes on their own layer by hitting Command or Control J. And you'll notice now, on this layer, we just have our irises. So we'll click on that, make sure that's active. Then we'll go up to Filter, Sharpen. You can choose what I usually like to use, like the Unsharp Mask. That's the one I tend to use more than others. And then you could come in here and sharpen her eyes. You can see how it's sharpening her eyes. Like that. And click OK. Now here's a before after. There's before, and there's after. There's before, and there's after. I'm going to show you something else you could do very quickly. I'm going to flatten this by hitting Command E. So I'm just flattening down to this layer here. You could do Selective Color. Now to do this, what I suggest you do is duplicate the background layer by hitting Command or Control J. So we have a duplicate layer, and we need to make this layer a black and white layer. Now you could use an adjustment layer to do that, the black and white adjustment layer. But instead, what I suggest you do is you go up to Image, Adjustments, then go to Black and White. And it will just be applied right to this layer. So it won't be an adjustment layer. And then you'll have a black and white mix option here. And I'm going to take reds down a little bit and yellows up a little bit. So I'm trying to bring out her freckles a little more, like that. And then we'll click OK. Now we have this black and white image. What I want to do here is I want to make her eyes color. So it's going to be Selective Color. So again, I am going to use the Object Selection tool. We'll go to Select People. We'll click on her face. We'll click on her pupil. We'll click Apply. Now, if you look at the selection, it's kind of hitting on her eyelashes and her eyelids a little bit. I want to make sure that only her irises have color. So I'm going to go to Select and Mask. And I'm going to refine this by shifting the edge in quite a bit. So I'm going to shift the edge in by moving this to left. If I move this to the right, it would shift it out. We're going to again go to a selection. We'll click OK. Now, we're going to add a mask. But when I add a mask, it's going to be opposite of what I want. For example, if I add the mask, you'll see color gets applied everywhere except her eyes. I need to invert this mask. Make sure you're clicked on the mask. Don't be clicked on the image. Click on the mask and hit Command I to invert it. Now you could see I have her eyes in color and everything else is black and white. So that's something else you could do. And then you could do, if you want to go to hue saturation, let's say, and you could add saturation to her eyes, make it look ridiculously cartoonish or something like that. We'll come up this tool here, And there you go. So there's some selective color you could do as well. So again, I mentioned that this is currently in the beta version of Photoshop, but it's working pretty well. So I expect it to be in the regular version of Photoshop very soon. To get the beta version of Photoshop, you need to open up your Creative Cloud app. On a Mac, you could just access it from up here at the top. On a PC, it would be down at the bottom. So open up the Creative Tool app itself. Go to Apps. Click on Beta. And then these are all the beta apps that I have access to. You might have the same, maybe less, maybe more. But you want the Photoshop beta app. You can see I already have it installed, so I could open it. I do not have the Premiere Pro beta app installed. If I wanted to install it, I could click Install and install it. And you could install it there. And it could cohabitate your computer with the regular version of Photoshop. So you could run both of them at the same time if you wanted to. And you only use the beta version for the beta features and use the regular version of Photoshop for your normal work. So you're able to do that as well. So that's it. That's this new feature that's currently in the beta version of Photoshop. Thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.